Hello, welcome to a Monday stream. We got lights, we got camera, we got cat. He just moved out of the way. We have Diet Coke. How you doing? We're excited to watch the first part of episode 79. We're all damn excited, I'm sure. At least by all of us, I mean you and me. That's two. Alrighty then, and it's not going to be a super long stream today. I am, as you guys know, but I do like to remind you, I'm a working dude. I just have to be working from home today, being a Monday. I got my computer, my work computer right in front of me here. In fact, I'm going to bring up my email in case I receive an email during, and this does occasionally, very rarely happen, that I actually need to, stop streaming for. It takes priority because, I got to keep the regular 40-hour week software engineering job. So that means I'm basically taking a break from work to be able to stream for you guys today, or for me really, because I'm looking forward to flying around to do. I got that Diet Coke. Oh, that hits. Sorry. I got my about an hour and a half. I got my beautiful blue Bluetooth controller. Let me just talk about the stream. First of all, it might be like hour and 45 minutes. I don't know exactly. It won't be a 2-hour stream. I've been having 2-hour streams, right? The next 2-hour stream we're going to have is going to be Thursday because that's a holiday. So I'll be home all day. I might even start early Thursday. Well, I usually don't. Yeah, don't worry about. Hey, don't stress on it. Hey, eventually we figure out what you're talking about. Just make yourself known. Feel free to ask questions or talk about things. All right. So today we're going to fly around a bit. There's this plane challenge, which is to cold start this particular airplane that I have not yet successfully done. We're going to fly around Denver. I think somebody asked about Denver the other day, and I was like, Denver, we do Denver all the time, so heck yes. And we're going to try it in this plane. Then we're going to do the Skibidi Toilet 79 Part 1. How long is the flight? It's going to be about 35, 40 minutes. There might be 2 flights. It might, 2 short flights. Then we're going to play the Big Brain games, which of course is me playing the Quirtle. We do that revelation thing game where you have to guess something based on a highly redacted document. There'll be the tightrope trivia game, which has been kicking my ass recently, but it's been kicking everyone's ass recently. Because I know a bunch of people play tightrope trivia, and then we're going to do some octortals, which is a lot like the Quirtles, except with 8 worth. After the Big Brain games, there's going to be every time I do a show, I do a little table contents at the beginning. There'll be the break, the mid-roll, which I created myself personally. After the mid-roll, it's Guitar Day, and it is a little exciting and interesting. I don't know exactly what's going to happen today. It's New Guitar Day. I don't often get a new guitar. We'll have to tell the story in greater detail, but let me just give you a little preview. Just to whet your appetite a bit. Just to whet your appetite. I'm going to do the same stream like every single stream I've ever done. It's the formula has never changed. The only thing different is whether I play guitar or keyboard in today's Guitar Day. They're exactly the same every time. I like the predictability, frankly, and I think people should appreciate it, including the length of this little opening segment, which is now over. Let's see, what should we talk about today? I'm watching a big streamer. Rarely do I see big time streamers streaming in the category. There's a person named LD Silver who's in the same category I am right now, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. It's his first time in a plane, and it's really fun to watch people ask questions like, what's going on? Why am I overspeeding? Where's the throttle? Where's the autopilot? How do I bring up the map? And I'm trying to help him out. I'm in the chat comments, but I got to stream, so I can't help him anymore. Well, like, man, I've been doing this for 4 years. I'm not sure you mean my first stream on Christmas. Yeah, I do stream on the holidays, usually. So if that's what you're asking, don't worry about it, though. All right. So, again, the issue as far as the plane is that we're going to have to pick the 145. All right. But this time, I believe I have cracked the nut on how to cold start this plane. But if I haven't, then we're going to have to keep trying, because until we do, We'll do silver gold today. It's at least a different paint scheme. It's a really nice paint scheme, and I do love this plane. It's not powerful. It's not aerodynamic or aerobatic, but it is a really cool plane. All right, so Denver. Where's Denver? Here's Denver. So we'll take off near Denver. Somebody requested it. This is Denver International right here. The actual city of Denver is down here. You see Aurora, this area here. Then there's a couple other little airports to take off from. Okay, they're not the air park. Okay, Denver International is there. Where is the little airport? Yeah, Colorado Air and Spaceport. That's where we like to take off from. Then we'll just head west to Denver. Yeah, you requested Denver. That's right. Somebody, I don't keep that kind of stuff straight. All I remember is somebody said Denver in one of my streams. But it was probably you because you're the one who talks the most. All right, look, doesn't matter. It's a beautiful day. We're going to cold start this plane successfully for a chain. The first time ever, technically, in this game, I believe. Cross fingers. And if I don't, it's egg on my face. That's all. Egg, face, meat. But wait, is my shit getting framey? Am I dropping frames? Yeah, I think my internet is getting a little unstable, slightly. And not a huge issue. Let's see. Maybe just during the loading of these planes. I don't know. It seems reasonably smooth. It is what it is. All right, guys. Time to successfully claim that I know what I'm doing with this plane. Because I keep talking about how I know everything about this plane, including subtle issues about hydrolock, which is where the... which is where oil pools in the cylinders. It's got these two 4-cylinder air-cooled engines, which are located there. And the thing is that the crankshaft is at the top and the cylinders are at the bottom. The pistons go up and down, and the bottom of the cylinders are at the bottom. And so it means the oil can pool there. But anyway, let's just not talk about this time. What we're going to do is successfully cold start the plane this time. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn on the battery. That's good. But we're going to note that there's no fuel in the plane, and we're going to request that the plane be fueled, please. So how we do that is we go into here. We go into our aircraft. We go to flight performance. We click on mass and balance. We click on fuel. Note there is 0 fuel in any tanks. Give us enough fuel for our trip, which is about 33.2%, about 14 gallons is going to be plenty. Load that in the aircraft. This is the step that we have not done every single time so far. All right. Now let's see if I can figure out the rest of the correct steps. Okay, mixture to almost full, throttle to about there. Oh yeah, fuel pumps on. We always forget that one. Fuel pump left and right. I think we can turn the alternators on now, but we'll find out in a second. I'm pretty sure it's going to start. Okay, magnetos on. Both magnetos on. Ignition, master ignition on. Don't forget that. It should start. Like, no problem, but let's just see. I always forget something. What did I forget? Maybe to prime it? Oof. Okay. Okay, this is reset feather switches. This gets here. Ignition on. Magnetos on. I don't think... Okay, these are fuel selectors are on. There's fuel in the tanks, right? Fuel in the tanks. Engine cowl flaps don't need to be opened, but I'm going to open them a bit. Okay, and that should be enough, right there. That maybe... Oh, okay, we're at altitude, so maybe less mixture. Let's try that. Okay, these things. Avionics master, no. Let's put the pitch power on. You don't need any of the lights. Man, it's a tough plane to start. I'm going to have to try this off stream. And see if I can get it to start up reliably. No. No, neither engine wants to start reliably now. Hold on. Left engine start? No. Yes, no, maybe. Left engine did start? Yeah, interesting. Okay, what did I do wrong on the right engine? Okay. Right engine menus are on. Maybe you just have to hold the button a little longer. I wonder if that's the issue. Holding the button. Alright, eventually I figured I didn't have to use the Control-E cheat. It wasn't the smoothest startup in the world. Okay, now, but still, that's a win, right? They're still running. They're stable. Engines are at stable speed. I think, yeah, the other thing is that at this altitude, we're at 5,300 feet, the mixture, which is those knobs there on the outside, those have to be at a kind of a mid-level. I'm not sure, though. Okay, what do we want here? We want, hold on a second here. Ugh. Too bad you can't make these go away. Navigation lights. Dang it. Yeah, we can't really get to those. Alright, don't worry, we'll figure it out. And from here, I think we can see these, right? Make this really hard. It's down here, microphone, strobe lights. We want strobe lights on, right? Okay, we're gonna fly a little bit around Denver. It was requested, but I like Denver anyway. All right, these are working. I'm checking my instruments. We got fuel. Stuff's in the green. No, for some reason, I do find it kind of a bug that you can't remove these. You know, almost everyone, like, just make the yoke disappear for any good reason. Anyway, I do like this. This version is the more sophisticated version of this plane that has a autopilot, but may or may not even need it. Let's call out and do a little flying around. Let's see, we want ground. Depart straight out. We're going to be heading west to Denver. It looks like a beautiful day. I believe I have live weather turned on and time of day. So this represents what it currently looks like in Denver, according to the weather report.
Kench 9er, taxi to and hold short of runway tree 5, using taxiway Alpha Bravo cross runway 17 Bravo Charlie.
Okay, things are working. Excuse me, sir. We want to head out this way. Taxi. No, we don't want to head that way. Yeah, we do want to head this way. Oops, that plane just appeared. It's fine. We're going this way. We're not going the long way. Gotcha. This is what it looks like from here. At the left wing. Engines are performing quite nicely. Don't see any major issues. We're going to set, basically set flaps and trim for takeoff. Head west for Denver, do a little canyon carving. This plane is not the best canyon carver, but I don't care. It's a vibe. Just because it's not terribly powerful and it's not terribly aerobatic, as I like to say. But okay. So anyway, starting it is not that hard. There are a bunch of switches and a bunch of things you need to know. But the number one thing is, like, unlike any other plane, you have to load fuel in it. It doesn't come preloaded with fuel. I'll check out this place. This place is called a spaceport, but I don't think, you know, I think they were intending it for it to be a place where companies that were doing orbital launches could use. But I don't think there are any that use it. I wonder if maybe, no, I'm thinking if Blue Origin uses it, but I don't think so. I know that SpaceX does not use this. I don't, you know, it's basically just an airport. Got a big tower. Let's see, where is it taking us? Can we just take off from this runway here? There's a bunch of runways. I mean, we're pretty close to a runway we can take off right here. It wants us to go all the way down to the other runway here, not use 26R. Right, runway 35. It's not 20. Okay, it wants us to use a different runway. Fine. Let's use the different runway. Denver, hi Science, how you doing? Denver is always a nice place to fly around. Yeah, they recently did update it too, but it's always this, you know, it was requested. So I did finally get this plane to cold start. And again, the key is just about, it's not that bad, although it has a bunch of little switches you have to do. Like, it's got the fuel pump switches and the fuel selector switches, but it just doesn't come with any fuel. Unlike every single other plane in the game. But I this time remembered to add fuel in advance. I know this is a long taxi for this flight. I feel like we're on the ground a long time. Oh, you had your eye appointment. Yeah. Well, it's a good day to take vacation day. I'm working today and then tomorrow in the office. Wednesday, so I won't be streaming. Wednesday, I'll be working in the office, but I plan on coming home. No, we're not going to watch 79. The 79 part 1 is what? It's 14 minutes, so I think it's 12 minutes. It's pretty long. Oh, it's only 7 minutes? Still. I think we should break it into 2. especially because that's all there is now. Excuse me, sir. You're driving on a taxiway. But I think we're gonna be shortly. Oh my God. Yeah, no, this is the runway here. It's just an angle, so you can't really see it. But yeah, you know, I occasionally get almost all the way out through one of these long, boring taxis and then crash right at the end. And then, oh, you're at 5,000 feet. Where is this runway? Yeah, here it is. This is a lot of empty field out here they're using for the spaceport. I mean, you can see how far away now we are from the main buildings. I wonder if that's intentional. I mean, if it's like, yeah, we don't want to hear the sound of the planes taking off. Or I mean, I don't know. It certainly seems extra safe. So I'll be taking vacation days on Thursday, and then, you know, well, there's a holiday Thursday, it's Juneteenth, and then we have to take a vacation day to take on Friday, to get the 4-day holiday effect. And they're like basically saying, yeah, you have to take Friday. You don't have to take Friday off. We have a few people not taking Friday off in our group, but basically everyone's taking Friday off as a vacation, paid vacation. But that's fine. We get 4 weeks of paid vacation. And they really want us to, they're requiring us this year to take 3 weeks of actual vacation, and then we get the balance paid, which is nice. But there's 2 of these runways. It wants 17L. 17, wait. Cross runway 17. This is the wildest thing I've ever seen. And we're still not at the runway it wants us to take off from. All right, I think I'm done with this. I'm done. No, this is crazy. I've never seen anything like this. There's another runway out here. This isn't it. Oh. Or, no, okay, wants us to come back, go all the way down as far as you can possibly get. This is boring. All right, I'm making a command decision here. We're doing something called the cheat here. It's where I just basically go to at high speed to where the end of the runway is. Because it's a long-ass way. We're not even there yet. All right, that's far enough. It's a long-ass way. All right. No. Are we going anywhere? Is this plane moving? Is it pause? What did I do? Oh, put the park brakes on. We're fine. All right, let's take off. Yeah, we could watch, but the thing is, we could watch 3.5 minutes. I'm actually going to cut it down. We're going to start from here. We're almost ready to take off. I don't know why the delay. 20 minutes in. All right, we're just going to be able to do 1 flight today, but it'll be Denver. All right, slow down. We're almost ready to go. I had no idea that they were going to route us 4 or 5 miles away to the farthest point. Look how distant that thing is now. It's crazy. I mean, I, you know, in the real world you could do this, but if I had known that they were going to try to route us 4 or 5 miles away on the ground, I'd been like, wait a minute, fuck off, let's start in the air. That is crazy. Okay, that is crazy. Okay, flaps to there, trim to there. Let's just get going. God dang, man. Not all my shows are going to be good. Yeah, once it's to go down to the end of the runway, we don't need the whole end of the runway. These are all super long runways. It's a spaceport. It's for like space shuttles to land in. All right, yes. Thank you for finally giving us takeoff clearance. All right, this looks like here. You kind of see at the front. Kind of see at the front. All right. Who wants to go somewhere? Me. I mean, it's not far to Denver. It's much closer to Denver by air than it was to the end of that runway. Oh my God. I want my money back now. Honestly, we don't need this up anymore. All right. Let's see. There we go. Airspeed indicator is active. 100 knots reach, or it's actually 100. That's 100 kilometers per hour. We can put the gear up now. Gear's coming up. There's your gear. I like to watch the gear come up. It's, you know, it is a vibe, this plane. And we're going to head west to the city. Look how huge this place is, though. This is where we drove out this whole, all the way down there, all the way down there, all the way down there, all the way down here. What? That's just crazy, man. I'm never coming here again. I mean, I'm never starting this particular airport again. I think I have before. I think we did in the SST, because this is the only one that has a runway long enough for an SST. Maybe not. Or maybe somewhere else. But you can basically see kind of from the plan, there's a giant runway over there. Very unusual for an airport to have this much space. and a giant runway over here, which we could have gone off on. But for some reason, it didn't want us to. I don't know what the problem is. But I thought it would, and this is where we start from, like, all the way over here. You know, I'm fine. I'll survive it. All right, west to Denver. It's not very far, but it starts off, you know, very agricultural land, a lot of farm, flatland. A lot of flat people, you know, LD Silver's talking about a lot of flat land in Texas, and there is, but there's a lot of flat land in Colorado too. And we were flying around the mountainous part of Colorado. -12, -12. Okay, yeah, you have more size than I do, that's for sure. Yeah, that's on the limit of legally blind, I believe. Or is it technically? Are you legally blind? Which is kind of cool. Because I'm like -2 or something, and -3.75 or whatever. And I have some astigmatism, but no, I'm not. I'm pretty good. So it's nice. Yeah, and also you have to get high. You have to buy the high index lenses with the works. But yeah, we're sort of flying over this basically middle of nowhere. All right. So the good thing is on this plane, unlike other planes, I mean the other version of this plane, we can set our heading. Let's say 270. 270. 270. 270. Perfect. Turn on the autopilot. Heading select. Altitude hold.
Leaving my airspace.
Leaving the airspace. Yeah, one thing that LD Silver, he's on his, it's spelled LDSYLVR, by the way. He's a CC Thieves streamer, and for some reason today he got up and decided that, I kind of want to know why. He kind of decided that instead of streaming in the Sea of Thieves category, he's going to stream in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. He's a much bigger streamer than me. Like, he's got 137 people, and I got like 2, whatever. But and I was trying to find out if we could see where he is and intercept him, but and I was doing this earlier, but it was not showing him. I think he's on a different server, or I don't have the right settings, or it's just not working. But I wasn't able to see his plane in my game. Although I may not know what I'm doing. You can see off in the distance, Denver. So the other day, like yesterday, we've been flying Colorado a lot. We flew, it's Leadville. Yeah. It's gonna be at least 20 minutes. About 20 minutes. Yeah, you like Fortnite? You're more of a Roblox or Minecraft player? Those are all gonna be fun. I'm thinking, I remember seeing you know, because I can see what games you're playing when you're a friend of somebody on Discord. It's a little intrusive, but it is what it is. You know? So I'm like, I know which my friends are Fortnite addicts. I mean, I should say friends. I don't necessarily know them that well, but we're friends on Discord. I don't care who knows if I'm playing Microsoft Flight Simulator. And that's pretty much all I play. Shooter and the zombie games, right? So like Call of Duty Zombie, the version, they have like those zombie variations. So this is basically the first time we've been flying for a while, but you can see there's a lot of empty space in Denver. Right, I was saying we've been flying Colorado, but you can see the mountains starting over there as we head west. The whole eastern third of Colorado is pretty much this flat, high plain with lots of cities, Aurora, Boulder, Denver, and then the whole western 2/3 of Colorado is the Rocky Mountains. So we were flying around between Glenwood Springs and Eagle Pass, and it's really beautiful mountain flying. But this is more, you know, of an urban city kind of vibe. I've got my we want to reduce power here. Overpowered. Wasting gas. We can also check mixture. I want to be slow now. I was just trying to hurry up a little bit here. Hopefully we'll pass over the zoo. I think we will on this route. Yeah, we will. It's pretty close. It's really cool. It's a nice mall. There's a zoo and a big museum. Okay, so we're at 6,300 feet, which sounds like a lot, but the ground is at 5,200 feet. So that means we're basically about 1,200 feet above the ground here. As I say, fortunately, at this altitude, the plane does perform quite well, but it is not a pressurized plane, and it really doesn't. It's not happy above 9,000 feet. which is where we're trying to fly in the other day. Yeah, he's playing Microsoft Flight Simulator, and he has never played before. He doesn't know much about piloting. So he was asking basic like questions like, how do I bring up the map? You know, so I typed it. I said, well, you hit escape, okay, or tab, and then flight planner. You know, it comes up in this screen here, or another screen here, and you have to hit flight planner. It comes up in I think on this screen. Hit flight planner, and so he did it, and he's like, oh yeah, see, now I see where I'm going. That's cool. And then you hit, and as you know, you hit tab again. So I've been trying to help him out. I'm not able, but I am watching him. He's flying the little twin engine jet. He's basically just taking on a long straight flight. You know, I recommend people who haven't played Microsoft Flight Simulator that you play the training missions, and they're not in a jet. They're in the Cessna 172. And you know, it teaches you all you need to know as if you were really going out on a single engine pilot. Because you know, as a new pilot, you're not going to be flying a twin engine jet, a small business jet. And I wouldn't recommend that be your first plane. Like he said, like, well, where's the autopilot? You know, is there an autopilot? Yeah, there's an autopilot. It's this big row of buttons and knobs right in front of your face, but you got to learn how to use them. It's not like just putting on in a car where you just turn on the cruise control. And an autopilot in an airplane is kind of a sophisticated device where you set altitude and directional aspects separately. This is the simplest kind of autopilot there is. But it still has a bunch of features compared to the autopilot he has. The autopilot he has in his plane has two sets of controls, one's for the co-pilot and one's for the pilot. That makes it extra confusing. But yeah, basically, you can set vertical speed, you can arm, you can set, this is actually not vertical speed. You set an altitude target, and then you can say go up at a certain vertical speed until you hit the altitude target, and then level off, and you can program all that stuff in through here. But we have, let's see, heading. Oh wait, we should have heading select on. All right. Yeah, okay. Heading select. That's what I wanted. All right. So if we want to make a left turn now, you want to do the autopilot. You actually just use your heading knob and change this to say we want to go 256, head a little southwest, make a little left turn here. I've seen a few kind of major streamers do Flight Simulator just kind of as a larf. They don't necessarily pick it up as a habit. And as you know, it has a fairly high kind of learning curve, and kind of a hump. I mean, most games that even Sea of Thieves, which is LD Silver's main game, it has a pretty high learning curve. But at least there's a they call a maiden voyage, which is where you can go and play the game by yourself in a little sand pit, effectively, and kind of learn the controls. Nobody's gonna no other pirates are gonna rock up and attack you. All right, we're gonna go off the autopilot here. Fly a little bit manually. I want to show you guys the zoo and the museum. It's right here. Well, we are approaching it. Why was my trim so wild? Well, that's a good point. But people who are gamers, or kind of variety gamers, do that. They'll play a game that they've never played before. I saw Mizkif, who's a huge streamer, play Microsoft Flight Simulator, and he picked a huge airliner, like a 757, and because he's macho. And those are pretty hard to fly, even harder than those. Okay, by the way, this is the museum down there. I'm not sure what it's called again. And then there's kind of this whole park here. But the zoo is this area here that we're over. It's kind of like with all these areas here. There's a famous Denver Zoo. And then there's it's a Denver City Country Club there. With the, it's not like a private country club with that big golf course, 18-hole golf course there. So it's pretty cool. Definitely a place to check out if you're around Denver. Doc Brown plus Danny DeVito. Thank you. I appreciate that. The other one I get a lot is Larry David. And I do cultivate that. So I appreciate but I appreciate the comparison, honestly. Why not? Why is my trim going crazy? Just set trim to 0 and let me fly the plane. All right. Say you were going to buzz downtown Denver in a plane. Well, you'll get a call from the FAA the next day and they're going to revoke your license. So let's just see what happens. Oh, here's a nice boulevard. Maybe we can go check out this canyon down here. Don't do this at home. Don't drive this. Wait a minute. These buildings look pretty solid up ahead. Let's go up. Maybe we can just brush the top of this one here. Yeah, like maybe. All right, okay, so there's the U.S. Bank building. I like U.S. Bank. All right, so if we go to the west side of the city here, it's kind of the uh, kind of the entertainment area. You got some stadiums here. Denver Broncos, the Denver Highfalutins. I don't know what they are. The Denver has a pretty good basketball. I think it's basketball. There's this great looking amusement park here, which is probably, it's a Monday. It's probably pretty empty. But it is a holiday. It's Juneteenth this week, so a lot of people are off for the whole week. It's probably pretty busy, come to think of it. There's this other cool stadium, and there's plenty of parking here. That's one thing you're going to like about Denver. I think you can park here. Right, so this is Sports Authority Field. So that's where... It's set up as a soccer field, but I don't know about that. Sports Authority Field. And then, okay, and then there's like a power plant here. You can tell it's a power plant because it's got a electricity distribution station. And this is probably gas-fired, or actually that's probably coal-fired right there. Or it could be oil. Crude oil. Let's see, we got some tennis courts here. I just like all the detailing when you get into a really fancy American city like Denver. The Nuggets, thank you, the Nuggets. I forget all the names of all the different sports teams. This is a really cool looking school right here. I mean, it's apparently closed now, but I just want to show you guys what I mean by it's got this real great vintage look to it. I think it was like I think we looked it up. It was like, man, it was famous for some kind of riots or something that happened here, some kind of racially motivated riots in the 60s or something regarding its segregation or something like that. Did we read that? I think something about that in there. Maybe not though. All right, so we're back to where the Nuggets play. Generic 6 a.m. That's not me though. All right, we're back flying around Denver. Oh yeah, I want to go down this road here. I assume this is 6th Street. I don't know what it's called. Oh yeah, no, and like I think down there, that's the this is like the city hall there. I don't know. Whee! I'm having fun flying. Don't try this at home. And certainly LD Silver should not be trying this. Wait a minute, are you talking to me, sir? No. Right? Because I'm not generic 6 a.m. He's talking to somebody else. That's not usual. Anyway, hey, hello. You gonna go away? Interesting. There's some bugs in this game. All right, what's down here? I want to check out this building. I still want to find. You know, we need to find some bridges we can fly under. I don't know if there are any. Well, my computer over here is just beeping like there's no tomorrow. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out how to turn off the radio because that's just gonna keep going. I think it's here. Calm 1 volume to 0. We just want to put this doing work. All sorts of weird beeping going off. This one here is like an apartment building. I wonder if you can get a plane in between those. Only one way to find out. Oh, well, I don't think you can. I'm pretty sure you can't. But I like how they're kind of symmetrical. Right, you can't. It's not like... You can see there's something in there. My computer is... one of my computers is sick. It's sort of the beeping. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. It's not supposed to do that. Computers ain't supposed to do that. You hear that? It's like every 15 seconds it's going beep, beep. I don't know what happened to it. All right, let's land. We're gonna watch. I hope you're still here, Defuck TV, because we're gonna watch Skibbity when I find a place to land. I think we've mined out Denver for the day. Is somebody else flying around there though that I can see? Is that a plane? I just want to see if that's an actual player. I'm trying to find out if player nameplates are turned on. And the only way to do that is to kind of find another player. I think it is though, right? It says Chrono POCO, right? And that's typically a player name. But yeah, sometimes we have people playing in who watch me on the stream and are like, yeah, I'll go there. And I was trying to find LD Silver the same way. The problem is there's multiple servers. So I think you have to know, like, I'm on the US West server. I don't know what server he's on since he's in Texas and could be on the East Coast server. It's beeping every 30 seconds. Eesh, that's not good. Something is wrong with this computer. Or is it this? Maybe it's a different. Yeah, 3 computers. I don't really know which one it could be. I'll figure it out someday. All right, here's a park here. All right, I was gonna see if there's a person flying around here. I lost my thread. Denver Medical Center. Yeah, I think they left. Oh no, it's over there. They're over there. I see the nameplate moving around, but we're a little bit too far away to see if there is a plane. Let's see if we can find it. I think it's probably faster than me. But if we get close enough, we should be able to see an actual plane flying around. Right, so I was saying, you know, you can coordinate with your friends and all fly in the same space, or people who are watching me stream can come by. But we just have another couple minutes, and then I want to watch a Skibidi Toilet Part 79, Part 1, and then, yeah, I'm not sure. I think that's a jet. Is that a Future Magister? I'm not sure. So we're not going to be able to catch up in this little dinky little plane here. They're flying pretty low. Alright, so there's another little airport out here. Right? It's closer. Which is the closest one? Not good. Is that the one, the huge one? No, that's Buckley Air AFB. That's what's lying there. All right, it's pretty close. That's the one where we took the we took the SST off of, which I want to fly again pretty soon. It's awful fast and sophisticated. But I think, you know, it's the only way to kind of get the hang of it. Well, he's still flying in his. He's still playing his. He's still flying his flight simulator 2024. I'm kind of impressed that he's sticking with it. As I say, you know, for me, I've been playing flight simulators for a long time. Boy, that BP is not going to stop, and it's really bugging me. No, we're about to land, and then we're going to play. We're going to watch some Skibidi Toilet, so get ready for that. You know, it is what it is. Yeah, we're 40 minutes in. So, I have to reboot this computer over here. You know, I'm going to reboot this computer. They're taking bets on whether LD Silver is going to successfully land. I'm going to try restarting this computer to see if that helps the rebooting issue. I don't think I need that computer running to stream. I stream and from this computer here, from a different computer, so it should not affect it. Anyway, I'd like to go over this Colorado, the University of Colorado Hospital, and the University of Colorado is out here too. It's just an immense number of buildings here. So, see, it's still beeping. Now I'm thinking it's my one computer, which is good. All right, so now we're going to land here. Oh, why don't we do this here? Runway's over here. Landing for me is the most fun part. So I don't think he's ever landed a plane before. Yeah, I'm thinking now it has to be my work computer, since it's rebooted my secondary secondary desktop, and it's still beeping. So it's definitely my work computer, which isn't good, but it'll be fine. I'll check in a second during the little break here. All right, where is the aeropuerto? Right, we're approaching it. Yes. just a really big runway. Okay, so it's not that computer. This runway is so long that you can easily take, it's over 9,000 feet. You can easily take the, bunch of beeping, no, it bugs me. I need to know what the beep's about. It can easily handle the landing of the SST, which is even more dramatically difficult than the takeoff. But after landing today, we're going to, we'll take a little screenshot. I don't need something. That's the runway right there. Okay, so let's see. Let's engine. Bring the flaps down here. There's the flaps partial. Be nice if we had some gear to sit our asses on. So if we slow down enough, the gear's gonna pop out. There it is. And then we just kind of glide in. To the runway. And landing, we can land on the middle of the runway, it'll be fine. So yeah, so I think that beeping is my work computer. Slow down a little further. Reduce power. Line up on the apron here. Get ready to flare out a little bit here. Alright, reduce power even further because we're going kind of fast here. And just gently descend. Like that out. It's fine. A little bit of a side wind here. It's fine. Oops. Gotta stay on the runway here. Yeah, this in 2024 especially, it's almost impossible to stay on the runway. I don't know why they do that. Well, that beeping is gonna make. I'm gonna have to reboot my work computer, which is also. We survived it. Yeah, a little fast. All right, not going anywhere. Let me mention one thing really quickly here. I'm just gonna get my computer to that computer, hopefully. Hold on 1 second here. Just take a minute. So let's see if it's putting up a message. It does that. All right. All right, moving on. We're gonna watch some skibbities. Don't go anywhere. But let me get that set up. Let's take a second here. Sorry about that. Let's see. Main menu. Take a good 30 seconds. I'm gonna switch categories. I'm not gonna go to, again. We're gonna stick to just chatting on any. Man, it's really hard to get this thing. Hold on. Everything's gonna be a little slow today. Just relax. There's plenty of time. I'm not about kind of rushing things. I know you're trying to rush me. That's why you're always like your language is a little rushing. That's why I'll lay back and go, screw, we'll take some time. I gotta get some Diet Coke in me. This stream is powered by Diet Coke and not by any particular need to get anything done at any particular speed. Oh my Lord, that's some good Diet Coke. So by the way, I want you to mention today I'm wearing my fanciest pair of glasses. These are Tom Ford's. You can look them up. And these are picked out specifically by Bella, Anyway, so I always wear them when I see her. Like, okay, I got to quick to desktop here. I asked her to pick out some fashionable frames for me. They were kind of expensive too. Okay, quit to desktop. It's thinking about it. There we go. We needed to quit to desktop. Now I need to bring up my YouTube. It's happening. It's going to happen. History. You don't see all my whole darn history. Skibbity 70. Oh yeah, so we got to find 79 because we haven't actually technically started 79. Let me find 79. Okay, right, 79. Here it is. Blah blah blah. Oh, pause. Okay, hold on. Unmute. Get ready. Full screen. This one looks like a different aspect ratio. It's previously been, effectively full screen at the 69. This one looks like they've done it. He's choosing to go cinematic. But let's just find out. Okay, so right. Okay, 7 minutes 18, and I want to break it into 2 sections. So I'm proposing we start. Only go up to about 3:39. It's gonna go fast. So get ready, everyone. We got our subtitles on. Black speaker. They all have different. There's so many variations. Through chance, they send subtle frequency. So they don't act. They talk in this backwards language. Okay, this in a wheelchair. The toilet down there. These are probably captured enemy toilets. Okay, so they're working on translating the skibbity language. Ah, see, that's what their song is. Huh. I want to dissect you. This is kind of fun. Yeah, no, eventually we're going to show the beginning stuff again.
It's too late. They know where you are. You will perish from hands of your own.
Yeah, we know that's for Unlimited ally or Star Wars references. But hey, I have no problem with Star Wars references. No, that's the Emperor. Or Kalion. They definitely upgraded a lot of outfits. Move beach. I like the colonialism. He's like a security guard tie there. Thing's burning with no sense of where the fuel is.
Looks like
He's
they
burning.
don't want to
I
settle.
guess it's not real fire.
They ruined my fit.
Yeah, he's a
Fuck
human.
beasts. Kill them all.
Where are we? One more minute. So. This guy we see a lot. Glasses, sunglasses, all again. He's a toilet, but he's a skibbity.
Nice.
But the original skibbities just have heads and toilets. They've got a whole body.
What doesn't kill you gives you aura.
I don't know if you've seen this guy before. It's always a bigger one. It's always a bigger fish. This guy's in a toilet and a hat with yellow blades. Gold.
Well done, King.
He's like a traitor skibidi. Where's this she? It can be hard to tell.
Buy you some time.
I think we've heard that before. That's MJ Toilet. Oh yeah, this angelic figure with the shield. That shield looks like it's more sophisticated than ever. There's
You
always
have
a
no idea who's coming.
she's got that great accent. I'm just impressed everything's in English. Maybe is there a Russian version too? I don't think there is. Okay, we're halfway through. We're spreading this out. Tomorrow we'll start back with her right here where she shows up, and we'll see the rest of it. or not tomorrow because tomorrow's a Tuesday. I mentioned today that on days that start with a T and a U, I will not be streaming, but other than that, I will be, as long as the day ends in a Y. So Wednesday we'll see the second part of 79. Unfortunately, it looks like 79 part 2 is going to be a while before it comes out. But between then, I kind of want to go back and review the earliest things, especially with what we know now, like that they're actually, when they're kind of singing that nonsense stuff, that there's a language. It's kind of cool, I think, to look back on some of that stuff and see how much kind of planning there was. A forethought, or how much forethought, I don't know how much there was. Anyway, that was fun. Hey guys, it's now time for the brain games. Give me a second here to transfer over to that. To do that, I need to really quickly go here. Big brain games. I like to do these every day. It's just sort of a keeping my brain. Oh, I got a marbles game I gotta get into. Keeping my brain limber. Gingerbread Beauty's on. She's a great streamer, good friend of mine. Okay, so the brain games, because the Quirtle, and a couple of trivia games. Let's get started. Okay. Talked about Quirtle. It's basically like the Wordle, which I also do every day, the New York Times Wordle. But you solve 4 words at a time. So I use the same 3 starting words every time because they're very powerful. They're designed to be powerful. Let's see. What upper left? E-R-T-Y? No, E-T? It can't be. It could be retry, right? R-E-T-R-Y on the upper left. Couldn't have been too many other things. These are all going to be harder. This one here could be, let's see. It could be S. If it's S-C-A, then the A, it could be scald, because it couldn't be scalp, but it could be scald. All right, that's good. That helps us. That gives the D, but we didn't need. Oh, no, we did. Now we have 4 letters in the lower left, which we didn't have before. And up here, let's see. I want to kind of guess. Let's see. It can't be fiend. I-N-G. E-I-N-G. F-E-I-G-N. Feign on the lower right. Just, had a feeling there. And see, that was really good because it gave us the G that we needed. Now we have all 5 letters on the lower left, including the position of that G, which we didn't know before. So this is going to be dingo, D-I-N-G-O, based on those positions. All right, we finished game number 1 of the Big Brain Games. By the way, I did not successfully get into just chatting. Hold on, give me a second here. That happens. Let me fix the category. All right. Successfully fix the category. We're going to move to the Revealed, which is a game I've been enjoying doing over the last couple of weeks. It's pretty new. You get this heavily redacted document, a category, in this case, science and tech, and then you have to guess the answer, which in this case is a 5 and a 4-letter word. I'm pretty good at the science and text ones. You get a heavily redacted document, which sometimes contains useful information, but you can also reveal these dark blue clues, but you have a limited number of them. So let me guess what this is. Category science and tech. We're going to read this here. Blank, that's what we're trying to find out, is a blank blank of extremely blank blank from which blank, not even blank, can, I already know what it is. It's a black hole. Just from the reading of it, a black hole is something of extremely dense matter from which nothing, not even light, can escape. This is a really, 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 really easy one today. So, I mean, I didn't even need to read the whole thing. I bet everyone got it today. Sometimes they're going to be easier than others. Cosmic body of intense gravity from which nothing, not even light, can escape. A black hole can be formed by the death of a massive star, blah, blah, blah. I didn't need to read any of this stuff. I didn't see anything. But I bet everyone else got this one pretty easily. Yeah, these are pretty low numbers. 71% solved it. We're moving on with our life because we had a good time. Did I actually not do it yesterday? Why does it say, or did I not successfully solve it yesterday? We did. Didn't we get it yesterday eventually? I don't know if I played this game yesterday. I wonder if I forgot to play this game yesterday. Public event. Does this look familiar? International. Yeah, we've already done this one. I don't know. They do this occasionally. It's Human Genome Project. But I wouldn't have known that except I already guess. I've already seen this one. They are in the, they are kind of redoing some of these because that wasn't a real game. All right, it's fine. All right. So anyway, we're gonna move on to the actual next hard game, which is the tightrope trivia game. Excuse me. You can actually get it from here now. Tightrope trivia. Tightrope trivia is a timed 9-question trivia game. You got to both get things right and fast. Recently, it's been kicking my ass, but sometimes I'm pretty good. Now they're supposed to be easier on Mondays and hardest on Sundays. Let's get ready to play. Some Diet Coke in there. It's got to be Twain. Blah, blah, blah. I think I knew that. Bollywood is most of what city? It's Mumbai. I mean, duh. That's not. See, these are definitely easier. Isn't it the Cheesecake Factory? Yeah. I don't think I've been to a Cheesecake Factory, but I think I'm aware that it has a super long menu. It's pyrite is fool's gold. Iron pyrite. Let's see. Fill in the blank. I don't believe how much your partner spent on all the extravagant of those. Has neutrality codified in its constitution. Switzerland. The AI version, the Heart of Oak, is featured in what's Titanic. Okay, I'm trying to get these quick, so as soon as I kind of get a reference, that's all I need. I'm going to get it. Giant Blueberry, Charlie and Chocolate Factory. Easy, if you've read the book. Yeah, it was Monday. The Monday ones are easy. Sunday, yesterday's, I couldn't get any of them. Thick Skin, which is a group of elements like it's pachyderm. Derm means skin, and anyway, but okay. So, unlike the previous days, and you get the kind of the same. There is a difficulty bonus. There's getting them right. That's 900 points. There's your time bonus, which could be as much as 1,200 points, and there's a difficulty bonus, which is very small. It's 200 points on Monday. It ends up being, I think, 400 points or 360 points on the Sunday quiz. So we got 2290, and that's the highest rating you can get. It's clever for them, this or whatever. That's fine, but I mean, yeah, this was much easier than Sunday, that's for sure. All right, one more set of games, which is the Octortals. And we're gonna do 2 of these, and then we're going on to the musical section. I'm gonna show you a new guitar. We'll talk about guitars. Why did I buy a new guitar? No, not for any particularly good reason. Do I need any more guitars? No. Do I have another guitar? Yes. Will you see it for the first time? If you stick around, yes. Is it going to sound good? Don't know. That is another question. All right, so I'm going to use the same 3 starting words. And as you can see, sometimes we got 4, we got 4, we got 4, we got 4, we got 4. Let's keep looking down. Here we got 5. That's on the lower left is tripe, T-R-I-P-E. Because we have all 5 letters and the only possible positions. This one, P-R-I, now it could be pride or it could be prize. So we're not going to guess that. We have no further information currently. But maybe later we'll have we'll try a word that has a D in it, and it will tell us if it's pride or prize. This one's interesting. Just a B and an A to place. Okay, this could be on the lower right. Could be badge, which if it was, and even if it doesn't, it will help us with that D. Oh, look at this. We have badge on one side and budge on the other. Geez, that's kind of serendipitical. And then we can also say, oh, there's no D in this word P-R-I blank E. So it can only be prize because pride is the other one. Let's see. What do we got here? We're going to do another. We're going to do the rescue. This is the hard one. I have tuned it. Oh, I've been working on it. Oh, I've tuned it. I've set it up. I'm a professional. I have guitar tech skills. Do not buy a cheap guitar on Amazon unless you have guitar tech skills. It will not come up set up to play by any stretch. I'm not just meaning it's not, you need to tune it. I had to adjust everything on the guitar that could be adjusted, and I'm still in the process. All right, upper right here, I'm going to guess because it's PLA and then there's an N in there. I'm going to guess plank. It could be a couple of things. Plank is a good guess, though. All right, we got 3 to guess here. This could be WOMAN. It could be woman. Let's guess woman, right? Because the W is available and it uses all the letters. Yeah, I bet it's woman. And the next one we're going to guess, okay, we know it starts with a B. Has an R, but not there. Has an I. And it could have an H at the end. So I'm thinking probably Birch. BIRCH. Oh, nice. And now we know this lower right one. This is the last one, but there's going to be one more game. This is the easy one. This is what I do as a warm-up. The hard one is called the Rescue. I only get about 50% of these. The reason why it's hard is because I don't get to use my powerful 3 starting words. It picks 4 words at random for me, and in many cases they're terrible in that they just use the same letters over and over again. So I don't have A, I don't have U. This is going to be it varies greatly, but this is going to be a really hard one. But let's just try to get a few of these. At least 1 or 2 of these should be guessable. Let's see. This could be nerve. And we're going to start guessing things because I don't have all day. And it was nerve. Okay. And the V was helpful. We have an S here, an S somewhere. But it could be their A. So it could be... That's an interesting. I don't know. S. Suave. Yeah, because the U is available, and so is the A. So again, even if it's not suave, this is going to be a really helpful guess. That was fine. I'm fine with that. Because the U and the A we needed to get because we know about. So now we know it's SA something VA. It's probably salve, SALV. Let's just grab that. All right, because also the L is useful. We still could win this, although it's looking bad, which is fine. Again, I like playing this game. Okay, this has got to be mouth, upper left, because we know there's a O and a U, and we also know all the other letters. Okay, that one was easy. This one ends in EE, and it has MC. There's actually not that many words. It's the spelled out version of MC. Personally, not a fan of that as a word, since you can just use 2 letters instead. Let's see. Moving on. Let's see. We have a T at a place, and that's it. But we know it has 2 E's in it, and the E is not there, so it could be something like tweet or something like that, right? TWEET. Let's try it. It was tweet. All right, moving along. Okay, starts in S, has an H. EAR. Could it be sheer, like SHEAR? It could be. Yeah, because, in fact, it has to be sheer. There's no other possible ways of adding those letters and making a word. All right, this one's also, I think, going to be kind of easy. We have T now, or it was hard before, but now we know it's a TI blank EE or TI blank E. TI blank E. And there's an L. It's TI blank LE. So it's got to be title, TITLE. And then we got 1 left and 1 guess. This is going to be interesting to see if we get down to the final one here. Well, after this, there's going to be a short break, and then we're going to have a little guitar session here. As I mentioned, exciting new guitar day today. But we'll only be playing with it for like 45 minutes or so. We'll have to see if I don't snap the neck in 2, we'll see what happens. Okay, could end in ART, but then what could it be? Could it be apart? APART? I think it could be apart. P is available. A could go there. A has to go there. The R could go there. Let's guess it. Life is short. It was so close. It wasn't even close. It was graft. So instead of apart, I needed to have GRAFT. That was hard, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. Again, if I won this one every single time, I wouldn't consider it basically the hardest game, one of the hardest games to do. And I suggest if you're interested, if you enjoy tricky word games, these are actually a lot of fun. I get a big kick out of them. There's a bunch of other Octurtles and Wordles and Quirtles. They do, I think, 5 of these publics, and I did 2 of the Octurtles. Right? There's the Rescue, but there's also the Chill. We did the Classic. But there's also the Chill, the Extreme, and the Sequence, and then we did the Rescue. So we did the Chill and the Rescue. There's 3 other games we could play, but I don't want to do that right now. I don't really have time. I will do them later today because I'm like kind of obsessed with these games. And plus, they're just a fun little thing I can do in a few minutes. Thank goodness my work computer has stopped beeping. Both computers stopped beeping because that was starting to bug me out. I don't know what was going on. Oh, a second here. Trying to bring up where I was. LD Silver is still flying his business jet, CRJ business jet, over Texas. Well, he's flying. He's made it. He's basically flying at 4,000 feet across the ocean, across America, which is a very unusual route. But good for him. I hope he's been playing Flight Simulator for several hours now, and I hope he does it more. I mean, we need more people flying Flight Simulator kind of category. We'll bring people into the category. You know what I mean? I think it'll be good for everybody. And I do really enjoy LD Silver. I used to be subscribed to him for years as a player, as a Sea of Thieves player. All right, let's move on. I'm going to run my mid-roll, and when we come back, it's going to be the musical category. In fact, let me just get that going right here. Music category. There we go. All righty. So, yeah. Hello. How you guys doing? Get my camera settled in here. See what I'm looking at here. Blah, blah, blah. It's pretty much the normal camera view. Welcome back. Welcome back to the stream. Good to see everyone. I got my mic really close to my face as I can. That'll be nice and close. Out of my, as long as you can't, as long as I'm not hiding right behind it, it's good actually. There we go. All right, so you can still see my face. You can see the new guitar. Reverb is on. A little later, I'll turn that on. Just making sure it works. Yeah, I'm in the musical category. All right, so why would a person with more than 15 guitars buy a 16th guitar? Another guitar? I don't know. I mean, was it an impulse purchase? Was it late at night? Was I drunk? Was I stoned? No, I actually purchased this. I was like, last week from work, I was scanning around. For some reason, they let us shop Amazon from our work computers, and I saw this guitar. It's an off-brand guitar on Amazon. Let me just show you what it's called here. It's called a Leo James. It's not a brand name. I don't even know. It doesn't even say where it's made, but I'm guessing it's made in India. It's a pretty cool looking guitar. I mean, it's got this you can't, I don't know if you could tell from the camera angle, but this burl is pretty nice. It's a book matched, but it's, each one of these is a little different. Like I saw the picture. This is their most expensive model. It's $300. Okay, it's literally one of the cheapest guitars I've ever bought. And for God's sake, this is the most important thing if anybody should ever take away from this. Unless you have guitar tech skills, do not buy a guitar like this from Amazon. Get a guitar from Guitar Center that's been set up professionally in advance. This guitar needed so much adjustment, and I've gotten guitars like this, and I have guitar tech skills, but for one thing, you better be really comfortable with pulling off the truss rod cover and adjusting the truss rod. This guitar neck was almost a C. You know, it was almost so bent in, it was a C, which just happened. So I gave a lot of trust to flatten the neck out. Let's just take a look. This was yesterday. It arrived on Sunday. Today's Monday. Yeah, yesterday. It looks pretty good now. It's pretty flat. I had to lower all the action. Okay. I had to adjust the truss rod cover, which I've done. I had to replace the strings. One of the strings broke right away, and not in a weird place where it's just cheap strings, okay? The E string. So I put my regular Ernie Ball strings on with 10s. I had to adjust. All of these things have a whole bunch of adjustments. There's intonation, 6 intonation adjustments and 12 height adjustments, two on each one of the 6 saddles. There's also height adjustments for the pickups. Had to do because I lowered the strings, had to lower the pickups. Oh my God, so much work. I hate scales. All right, but what you get a lot of guitar. It's a well-made guitar. The design is nice. It's got the cutaways that you like. It's very comfortable. It's a bolt-on neck. I mean, that's you know, at this price point, you're not going to find an attached neck. But everything about it screams quality. It's got locking tuners. They're not good. I might have to replace them. These tuners here. One of these ones is broken, but they are kind of nice. You know, they're functionally good. They have those locks in the back. And technically, they seem to function. Let's just see how tuned we are here. So far, I kind of like it, but I literally have never played it. I mean, I've never played an actual song on it. Because it's taken me this long just to get it into any kind of playable condition. Okay, but it's got 2 humbuckers. They seem to be pretty decent quality. That's the bridge. This is the neck. They sound like you'd think humbuckers are going to sound like, kind of dark. Middle position. But most importantly, I kind of think is that it does have a split coil, so you pull up that one and get the single coil effect. I'm not going to say. I like the basically I keep it on the bridge pickup, and then basically I keep everything at about 9. I don't like to max out the knobs. I like to leave a little bit in reserve. I think guitars sound best with both the tone and the volume at about a 9. But it plays fine. It's got stainless steel frets. And it's got this kind of cool inlay pattern there, which are these block inlays, and they seem like they're fine. I mean, these are inlays are purely cosmetic. The thing that you're looking at is the dots on the side of the thing. That's how you really see when you're playing. I love the rehearsal. It's especially season 1 is extremely uncomfortable viewing. Season 2 is not as cringy for various reasons. Season 1 is cringy, and he kind of acknowledges it in season 2 that season 1 might have gone over, or if you read some of his interviews, stepped over some boundaries regarding very young people in situations which are manipulated to seem real. Hard to describe unless you've seen the season 1 of rehearsal. Season 2 of rehearsal, he goes on this incredible journey to find out why commercial planes crash. He goes so far down the rabbit hole, he becomes a commercial 737 pilot. It's a long ass story, but it's really worth it. He's a very unusual guy, Nathan Fielder. I would like to hang around with him. So yeah, but I've been watching more. Columbo. I've been watching more Secret Agent Dude. See the girls walk by dressed in their summer clothes. I have to turn my head until my darkness goes. I see the red tail lights, I want to paint them black. No colors anymore, I want them to turn black. I see the girls walk by dressed in their summer clothes. I have to turn my head until my darkness goes. Anyway, learning scales to me, and learning the guitar in general, by just playing scales is not good. What I recommend anyone who wants to learn how to play the guitar better is play the blues. Just play the blues. There's a lot of different ways you can play the blues. But for example, it's 12 bars. So 12 bars. 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, back to 1. That's 12 bar blues. You can get really good at that for like a couple hours. It's a little percussive. It has a lot of snap. Part of that is the new strings, and maybe I'm giving a little bit too much trouble here. But yeah, it sounds okay. All right, I'm gonna play a song that I like to sing. Let me just do a little quick. I do have to tune it a lot. Basically, it's new strings, brand new strings, just today. All right, I'm gonna just do some kind of the standard songs. That way I can kind of tell if it's kind of sounds similar. Come on in, take a seat next to me. You know we got what you need. We may be liars preaching to choir, but we can We can sell your dreams. You don't need sympathy. They got a pill for everything. Just take that dark cloud, bring it out to wash it down. Need my reverb. Don't pray for us. We don't need no modern Jesus to roll with us. The only rule we need is never giving up. The only faith we have is faith in us. We are the ones who start little fires, yet they burn out. And when they're on the rise, I can't help but shine. And when the wave approaches, take our ashes to the ocean. Who cares if hell awaits? We're having drinks at heaven's gate, but I don't pray for us. We don't need no modern Jesus to roll with us. The only rule we need is never giving up. The only faith we have is faith in us. We know that we're helpless, at least that's what we assume. But we don't need to prove nothing to you. Let's all stay cool. We don't want to feel blue, but we won't sell you nothing you can't use. I don't pray for us. We don't need no modern Jesus to roll with us. The only rule we need is never giving up. The only faith we have is faith in us. All right, I'm gonna do a couple of karaoke songs, but I do have some work things. That's a little bit of a short stream today. But I really enjoyed it. At least, we're going to try a few of the typical songs. Pause. Give me a second. We'll do this one. We're going to do Sister Golden Hair and maybe another R.E.M. song. Let's see. Go to my little Rocksmith page here. Let's see. How's this looking? About there. suffering. Yeah, 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 yeah. Here's a truck stop instead of St. Peter's. Yeah, yeah. There's too many companies gone missing. Hey, did you hear about this one? Somebody locked in the punch. Sounds fine. Tuning. Holding its tune pretty well. That's not that. It means it can't be too horribly made. All right, next one I want to do is Sister Gold. I'm just loving this song. I mean, I've loved it since I've heard it in the 70s. But one of the first albums I bought in a record store. I should learn the intro. Well, I tried to make it Sunday, but I got so damn depressed that I set my sights on Monday, and I got myself undressed. I ain't ready for the altar, but I do agree there's times when a woman sure can be a friend of mine. Well, I keep on thinking about you, just a golden hand surprise, and I just can't live without you. Can't you see it in my eyes? I've been one more correspondent. I've been too hard to find, but it doesn't mean you ain't been on my mind. Will you meet me in the middle? Will you meet me anywhere? Will you love me just a little? Let's be back to show you there. When I try to make it, I cannot say it. I just can't make it. It's America. The band's called America. But I keep on thinking about you, Sister Golden Hair Surprise, and I just can't live without you. Can't you see it in my eyes? I've been It's one of my all-time favorites. I haven't done this in a while. Not a bad sound guitar. What is there any more of those I want to do here? It's gonna have to be the last song for tonight, though. to this guitar a little bit. Oh, that was fun though. You know, they quit it. I agree. They quit it. That they're making great music, and they knew that. They didn't really have anything to prove, and they kind of knew they could keep making albums, but they wouldn't be as good as their like six or seven albums they did. They had quite a lot of music, not all of which were great songs, but they had plenty of great songs. Little camera here. All right, beautiful new guitar. I mean, it does look. I mean, in person, I gotta say, it does look good. I mean, it probably looks pretty good on the camera too. It sounds okay. I'm going to play it in. I'm going to be playing it a bunch, but I think for $300 and the fact that I have a guitar tech, I have guitar tech skills. I was able to straighten the neck, put new strings on, intonate it, adjust the height so that it wasn't 6 miles off the fretboard, approximately to a still kind of high, but a perfectly salvageable position on the fretboard, and it looks like a nice straight neck, which is kind of the most important thing. So everything else should be able to set up, and basically guitars aren't that complicated. The pickups and things are again, if you're a beginner and you want to buy a first guitar, ironically you should buy a guitar from a store where they know, at least you know your guitar is set up correctly. If you buy a guitar sight unseen from Amazon, you'll save you will save money, but if you're thinking, well, I'm going to get a cheap guitar, it'll be just as good as a good guitar, it might well be actually okay, but you're going to have to find somebody like me with guitar setup skills, which I have extremely good ones. And most guitarist techs, I would charge you $100 to set up this guitar. So you're not going to save money. It takes me quite a bit of time to set up a guitar. And I got to put the strings on. I got to do a bunch of stuff. It takes hours of my time, and my time is worthwhile. So I'm gonna if you bought this guitar and like, oh, Ken, will you set it up for me? I'll be sure. Give me $100. I'm not gonna do it for free, that kind of thing. But if for me, I can include the guitar tech skills. But yeah, literally every adjustment that you could make to this guitar, I made. I want to point out another thing it's got that's really cool. It came with strap locks. Strap locks which go onto your strap, and then they kind of pop on, and then your strap's locked on. It's kind of a fancy feature, strap locks. But basically, this was a deluxe guitar. I mean, it's a deluxe cheap guitar. So that's the other thing I recommend. But yeah, the top has a lot of dimensionality to it when you move around. It's pretty impressive at the price. Paul Reed Smith does guitars like this that cost like $6,000. This was $300. So as I say, the worst thing I felt like is if I really needed to, I would take the strings off, unbolt the neck from the body. It's got 4 bolts. And toss the whole thing in the trash and just be, oh, well, I'm $300 poor, but I'll get over it. But I think it's pretty good for that. But again, beginners should get guitars that are really well set up, so that they know when they're playing a guitar that's properly set up. This guitar was not even close to playable. Not even close to playable out of the box. And it says right when you buy it, playable right out of the box. Just tune it up. So I just tuned it up. I was like, oh my God. I mean, I didn't even try to play it because I can visually see when I look down the neck that it wasn't right, and that the strings were too high, and blah blah blah, and all these issues on it. So I fixed it. So it took several hours before I could even play one note on this guitar, because I had to get one actual musical note. It takes a while, but I think it's going to be fine now. I mean, as I say, unless it goes out of true or something weird like that, or can't hold a tune. It's starting to hold a tune pretty well. I gotta get going. We gotta get going, being that we're almost 2 hours in. Well, we're an hour before. That's about night. That's about normal for a excuse me a second here. Hour and 45 minutes is about normal for the weekday streams, being that I have to take a little. Oh, my hair's messed after I got headphone head. The weekday streams, which I do after I do as a break in between my morning and afternoon work days. But thank you again. I had such a great time. You're not going to hear. First of all, there's plenty of Diet Coke left, which is fine. Not to be about to believe what I said. I had such a great time. I'm going to do the whole thing next time, which is not tomorrow, but Wednesday. I'll be streaming Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday and Monday. So starting on Wednesday, there's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's going to be the first day of 6 days of streaming in a row with no break. Science. Now, you remember I used to stream 7 days in a row. I did it for the first 3 months, I think, or two and a half months. I streamed every single day for an hour and a half. And so streaming 6 days sounds like a lot, but it isn't. Once upon a time, I streamed 7 days in a row for 3 months at a time when I started streaming. Which I agree isn't great. 6 days is a lot, but basically it's just an extra couple days because I'm taking holidays. I got a holiday day in there. So it's really not that much more than I normally do. So anyway, regular time probably tomorrow. Tomorrow might be a little late. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Wednesday might be starting around noon. We'll see. We'll see when I get back from because I will be at the office. I'm located in Northern California, not in the East Bay of San Francisco, kind of the East Bay area. You know where Oakland is. I'm east of there, east of the East Bay. It's in California. So for me, it is 1:20 p.m. in Pacific time. Plenty of time left to go back to work and work for a couple more hours, so like 4 or something like that. It's always great to see you. But there'll be lots again. So my whole point is there's going to be lots of streams coming up, and they'll be very similar to this one. The only difference is going to be where we fly, what plane we're going to fly, and we're not going to fly the same ones we flew last time. That's for sure. And what musicals? I always alternate musicalities. So Wednesday stream will be a piano stream. Looking forward to that. And thanks again for coming. I'm gonna say goodbye to everyone. I'm just curious if my friend Milo is streaming on Kick. Just not that I'm going to rate her. Yeah, she must be getting ready to travel or doing some kind of traveling thing where she can't stream yet. My friend Milo. And there's nobody in particular I'm going to raid. I only raid a smaller music streamer. They want you. I'm in the Music Guild and Twitch, and they're like, you should raid other streamers. I should raid LD Silver because he's you're Leipzig. Well, we could fly over Leipzig for sure. Thank you very much. I mean, that's we like to fly over them. I think she was working on, Mother's doing well. She had to take a month off because she had skin cancer. She had a fairly serious biopsy, skin cancer, where they had to remove kind of a chunk of her leg. And then, she really couldn't, it was kind of a pretty tough, I mean, she's fine now, but it took several weeks of basically not being able to do anything. But she's better. And she was planning on, leaving her trailer, behind and packing up her car and getting solar and being able to just do car trips and stream from her car. But that was supposed to start happening right now. She's supposed to be, I think she wanted to go to Texas. She's in St. Louis area. I don't know exactly where. I know she wanted to go to Texas because there's other streamers there she wants to meet up with. So she might be on the road right now and basically just can't stream because. But I expect her that's why I'm checking. I'm expecting her to check in and go, oh yeah, I'm here in Texas or something like that. Like any good IRL streamer, they shouldn't tell you in advance where they're going. Out of security and precaution. You only say after you're there, hey, here's where I am. You don't say, oh yeah, tomorrow I'm getting on a plane and flying to Texas, because weirdos will try to meet you, or you know what I mean? Anyway, or if you're a successful enough streamer, I don't think Milo is quite that level, but most successful streamers travel places and then you find out that they're there when they go IRL, and it's very intentional. They don't say, oh, I'll be someplace next week. Anyway, I gotta go, but it was fun, so we'll see you next time. Remember my little outro, and again, Wednesday shall be the next stream. Hope everyone has a great rest of your Monday and a good Tuesday as well.